In here is a watch made of a rather unusual material. Let's get it unboxed and take a look. As you can see, this is from Wise Watches of Thailand. Not a place usually associated with watchmaking, but this brand has a pretty good reputation. Let's take a look. This may be upside down, but we'll find out. Wow, this is a pretty long box. And there we go. Wow, this is one of the largest watch boxes that I've seen. This. There it is, Wise. Very elaborate W. I'm not one for floral myself, so I'm kind of hoping that one isn't on the front of the watch. My goodness, okay. Seems to be a wooden box. This is nice in. It looks really nice in person, I must say. It does give you some of that luxury vibe. Very neatly engraved, I have to say. There we go. And inside is a dive watch. So I've just had a look on the website, and this is what appears to be the Adamascus AD880. There we go, and there is your first look. Not sure if it comes across on camera fully, but the dial is very elaborate with this sort of zigzag pattern. This looks great. Key thing about this watch, and one of the main reasons that I wanted to take a look at it, is because it uses a different type of steel. So the vast majority of watches, especially the ones in the price range I cover, are made of your typical 360N stainless steel. But this watch looks quite a bit different, as you can see, and the polished areas in particular are very, very shiny, and that's because this watch uses 904L steel instead, which is a similar grade to what Rolex uses, or apparently the same grade as what Rolex uses in their watches under the Oyster Steel name. And as beautiful as this watch is, I will be scratching it at some point as part of our watch scratch tests video, just to see, just to see how this compares to 360N in terms of function. I will say visually, it does look nicer, or at least the way that they've executed it here. Very nice bezel, very tight action. Custom rotor on the movement, as you can see. Nothing too elaborate on the movement, but it's fairly decorated. We've got a domed crystal, and it's very thin indeed. Very thin. Let's go get the calipers and have a look. 41 millimeters. That is pretty surprising, because it looks a lot smaller than that. It looks about a 39 millimeter watch. And let's check the sort of bezel width here. 39.5 on the bezel, so that might explain some of the illusion. Lug to lug looks pretty short. Quite short, 47 millimeters. And surprisingly, this is very thin. Even with the domed crystal, 11.6. Without it, it's about 9.5-ish, which is pretty skinny for a diver. Now, this particular one comes on a leather strap. I believe there's a bracelet option as well. But given it's going to be scratched, they've obviously sent me the lower cost model for efficiency's sake. The strap is probably the worst part of the watch, at least from first impressions. It's comfortable enough, it just feels pretty low quality compared to the rest of the package. But if there's an area you're going to cut costs, I would much rather it be the strap than anything else. It's difficult to tell from my camera setup, but this almost fits me at 41 mil. Very, very palatable. I don't know whether it's the slimness that is not far off already, and it looks great, this watch, I have to say. The dial is super elaborate. In all honesty, this one, as I've discussed with the brand already, we don't expect it to, perform as well as some of the hardened super titanium watches or anything like that. And on the Wise website, they kind of don't really advertise, extra hard coatings or anything like that. We're just curious to see how it just generally stacks up to better informed consumers. But yeah, from a visual standpoint, I can see why some of these higher end brands use it because it does look slightly different for some reason. Very, very impressed. Good job. So I just found this in the box. Actually, it turns out they do make slightly better quality straps, and this one comes with quick release tabs too. And the surprises just keep on coming, because off camera, I've just realized that there's actually a whole other section of this box. So you have the main layer with the watch, and yeah, there's an actual under tray with a second strap here. This one like a rubber strap, which should be nice and comfortable. And then a couple of tools there, mini little tool, and a separate set of quick release tabs. So cool, really. At least they've used some of the big space that they've got with the box.